So I've taken this out, and as you can see there, the pins are gone. So this one's snapped off there. Zoom right into that. So there's no pin there for the door. So what we've got to do is cut a piece out of that on each side and reinsert the door back in. Now they did send me two doors, but they're a slightly different colour. Not sure if you can see that. The one's black and one's grey, dark grey. So I'm going to use the original dark grey one. They look the same. There's the assembly on that one, and this is the new one, which is exactly the same. So they look both the same, but I want to colour match, so I'm just going to use the old one, and it should work just fine. Okay, so let me cut these out, and I'll get back to you in a second. I'm going to use a small hacksaw to cut this 9mm out on either side. I don't want to cut it too much, otherwise the hinge won't fit, the hinge plates. Okay, I'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, so you have to cut this corner piece out exactly. I've done it with a hacksaw and a file, so then this piece here will exactly fit in like that, and it's got to fit flush. So you got to try and file it until it's flush. So I'll have to pick that side up a bit like that. Then I'll have to mark the two holes. I have to mark the two holes that I'm going to do. So there's the hinge pins sticking out there. So it's got to be exactly flush. Okay. So what you need to do then is put a small punch hole. First mark with a red marker pen. So I just use this pen here. You've got to put this in place down here and exactly hold it so it's flush with this thing here. Maybe make sure it's flush on both sides here and here. Put a marker pen on it, put the marker pen there, and then get something like this tool here. So it's like a, oh, it's not focusing there. Let me try to get that focused. So that's like a punch, and I just push that in with my hand so it makes two small little pin marks there. So the pin marks there, so you have to try and do that. You can clean this area up here with a file later on, but it's not too important. But make sure you get that this plate here flush. This has got to stay flush like that. You've got to hold it there and make sure it's flush so that pin sticks out. Okay, so what you can do is do some pilot holes first. So I've done two small pilot holes there. Put this small plate back in there and see if those pilot holes match up exactly in the center, which they have there. So you can do that. So I've attached the hinges, as you can see in there. Let me get this around there so you can see. There's the hinges in there on both sides. I put the door on. It's slightly off because I didn't get this one exactly right with the drill holes. It's not sitting flush there properly. It's probably about like just a fraction of a mil, but we'll see what happens once I put the hinges on. But it closes properly if I push that finger down, but we'll see what happens once I put the springs on. So this is how the springs go on. One goes up underneath and the other one goes over. So that's pretty good. I've only put one side on, I'll put the other side on. So here's the other side done, and it turned out perfect actually. There wasn't any problem that the hinge alignment was off a fraction of an inch, but that was okay. So there it is. and it's perfectly aligned at the front as well. So this is the old one I used. I didn't use that one because the colour was slightly off, but that looks pretty good. So there it is. Perfect. And there's the other ashtray. Put a few scratches down here, so I probably should put some tape around there. I'll try and get that scratch out. And there we have it. Now I'll put it back into the car. Okay, to put this back in, it's pretty easy. You've got to attach this, this, this and this, and this one down here. This one just pushes through some way, and you've got to reconnect that. So I want to get this out of drive. To do that, you've got to put the key in. Stick it down there so it's out the way. Push this little one in there, and then start to connect the top ones. It's a bit of a pain, so I'll probably speed this up a fraction. You know which ones to put in the right places because they're all sort of a separate connection adapter. Sorry if my head's in the way, but okay. Takes a while to sort of get it to line up properly. But once it does, it'll go in right. There is a separate screw for here, but I'm not going to put that in because I've still got to put my stereo in. The stereo goes there, so I'll put that in later. So it's all clicked into place. There it is there. I'll put this back. It's on one. There's the other door. As you can see, it's slightly off colour to that one, but I'll keep that one as a spare just in case. So that's that. Now we'll put this back into place. That goes over the top of that. Make sure that's connected, and that sort of just slots in there as well. Everything slots into place like that. If you want to know how I got this off, it's just with this tool here that come along with my stereo attachment tools. So that's it.